IGITSFW.
Welcome to D&D.
I was gonna say, in fact, this is probably the most aptly introed.
Oh, right, because you start with the D&D, the classic, the World of Dungeons and Dragons, right?
Right, we run the D&D intro, and
Right.
here we are, isekai.
For the first isekai I think I ever saw, yeah.
Exactly, and you know what? I haven't ever like just broached it that way, but I'm pretty sure that was the first isekai I ever saw, and like I embraced that. Like I used to play with my friends with our plastic swords and shields and cloaks because he was a Jedi for Halloween. It was hip that year. Like we used to play isekai in the backyard without ever knowing that word.
Totally.
Sucked into the game, so to speak.
Speaking of being sucked into the game.
Indeed, are we not sucked into the game right now? And let me double check.
Hey.
I'm trying to run things not on my 4K screen because I find that it's illegible on stream when I run it that way, unless you're watching shit on, Verday's 4K monitor.
Dude, I want a 4K monitor.
Verday's got one.
Do me a favor. In your chat window in Fantasy Grounds,
Indeed.
type UI scale or /UI scale space 150.
Well, I'm running it on the other monitor right now, so it's not going to do it.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's cool. I was just going to show you how to run it on 4K and actually be able to read it all.
Well, shit, let's try that out, but I think it's going to cause me to do some gymnastics.
You probably
with my
shouldn't
stream.
be streaming your 4K stream anyway.
I mean, what? Why not?
Well, because
Twitch doesn't support 4K. This is actually
nerds.
It's pretty well known and complained about by a lot of people.
Leave me in my bubble.
Yeah, so it'll downscale you in whatever quality settings it does behind the scenes.
Well, then I'm glad I stopped using my 4K monitor and switched back over to the small one.
Yeah, I want to say it puts it up in 1080p.
Yeah, I've always run at 1080p. I've always run at 1080p.
Yeah, totally. And yeah, I think, now that I ran it through my head, I legitimately think that was the right choice.
Actually, well, let's see. Settings. Quality. Actually, it maxes at 720p.
Garbage. But I mean, hey, if that's where we live.
Why are you broadcasting in 720p?
Anyway, actually, it's not. Source is 480.
Okay, why are you broadcasting at 480p, buddy?
Yeah, I'm broadcasting in 720, and it looks, clean enough. You can read it.
Well, right now I have it on the other monitor. But last week I was running it off the 4K monitor, and I had a complete at source capture. And I rewatched our stream from last week just earlier tonight, and you can't read anything on the screen. And the same was true when I was playing CDDA as well. When I was playing CDDA on the 4K monitor, because I'm capturing its source, it's just too tight. It's just too dense. You can't read it. But the last time I ran CDDA just a couple days ago, I threw it over onto the other monitor, and everything's crystal clear.
Right. Okay. So independent of that, in your OBS settings, something is wrong. You were broadcasting at literal 1980s television resolution.
I'm actually looking at my broadcast on another monitor right here.
I'm actually looking at Twitch telling me that your source is 480p.
It's lies.
It's not, though. It's what Twitch is giving you when you select source quality.
Okay. We would have to go through my settings here.
So the reason I'm pointing it out is because last time we were playing, when you couldn't read the screen.
Oh, output scaled is at 853 by 480. What the fuck is that?
See, that's totally wrong.
That's totally wrong.
That should be 1920, 1080.
Do I have to stop streaming to put that out? And why would I? Oh, what a mess. BRB.
We should need to stop streaming to do it.
You might, because it might need to start a new stream at the new resolution.
No, you know what?
Okay.
I'm gonna try. I'm just gonna try to set it to 1920.
Yeah, I think the last one did switch midstream actually. So oh my god, I think I have YouTube open in the background or something. There's this weird like pop music thing going on. Oh, there we go. Ah, it was somebody's Metroid Dread rap. Awesome. Yeah, thanks, YouTube.
It's still kind of fuzzy. Do I need to maybe I need to reload the page on Twitch? Oh wait, don't forget that push to talk.
I just changed the resolution, and it says my output is 1920 by 1080.
So what does Twitch say to you now?
I don't know if I need to wait for it to catch up, but Twitch is still right now showing you at 480p. That said, when you change the resolution, I thought I saw your screen change. Like, not the resolution of the screen, but the aspect ratio.
But show. Oh, I did shift it around a little bit, yeah, because it pops. So like it does, like it would.
Yeah, I wonder if you need to stop and restart the screen. I mean, for what it's worth, it's legible like an NES RPG, so...
If you want to call that legible.
I'm looking at it on my, albeit on the 4K. I'm monitoring it on the 4K, and it's absolutely legible. Like I can even read the "I got dumped in the middle of nowhere."
Yeah, I'm looking at your character sheet. I'm not looking at the very, very large letters of the logo. I'm looking at where it says Jor something Dickinson, I think. And you're a Pallades, it looks like. Yeah, Jory Dickinson. That's what that says.
And it looks like a Bab folk.
Yeah, Babber folk. Your push to talk is off.
I know. I only did that for you, you know.
I know. I appreciate that.
We thank you, and so will all of the people that will watch the stream later and enjoy the antics of this dynamic group of insanities.
We're so cool. Now look, there are 5 people watching right now. If I end this stream, whatever am I doing for my demographics? What am I doing for my? I mean, come on.
Please stay tuned, viewers.
All right, I'm gonna restart the stream, but only because you guys are all telling me I ought to.
Because we're audiophile purists or whatever.
Love you, mean it.
AV club members.
You're saying that like it's a joke.
I didn't
not irony when it's true.
Yeah, joke. No, totally a joke. Yeah, absolutely.
Not irony when it's the truth.
Doesn't it have to be true to be irony? Well, I guess not. There's fictional.
No,
irony.
there's exactly.
That's called meta irony. Now it gets really complicated when you get to post-meta irony. So
yeah, it's exactly.
Ironic is like sarcasm, right? If we want to go for the lowest hanging fruit, right? And that's when you say something that you don't mean, but you really mean the opposite of it, right? Right? And meta irony. Right, and it's kind of true what you're saying, even though it's not true. And then post-meta irony is even worse. That's like it's so untrue it's true.
I thought that was just the there's a name for that.
Hey, that did it, man.
That did it?
Did it? There, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
I mean, it still kind of looks like Babber folk, but it's better.
It should at least be 1080.
It is 1080p. Yes.
I blame Twitch at this point.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's compression.
That's fair cop. That's compression 100%. Yes. Also, what is its pose effect? Pose law. Pose law. Pose law.
Pose law. Yeah.
What you're describing, Verde. It's pose law. It's when satire has gone so far you can't tell if it's satire or the real deal, which is basically everyone I know in Colorado who posts to Facebook these days. Called out. Love you, mean it.
I was actually just contemplating whether or not that's just everybody I know on Facebook. And
I know you live in Colorado, so actually I'm going to exempt Snipe Hunter because I forgot you actually live there in the hotbed of Poe's Law right now. But
well, now hold on though. You know what I don't do?
What? Post
on Facebook.
Oh. But if you did, I wouldn't know if you were serious or making a joke if you were posting about very particular
things. On Twitter, and I could almost say
you're right.
Twitter
You're actually kind of a Twitter loudmouth.
Facebook.
Oh, what was that? What?
It's not part of the meta, though.
But Twitter is part of the meta because people will cross-post.
That's true. No, what were you saying about Twitter, though? I missed that.
Some of your comments, I would say, on Twitter here recently would fit the definition of what we're talking about.
Oh, that's fair. That's absolutely fair. All right. You guys want to play some D&D?
I don't know.
6 now. Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Well, previously on I Got Isekai to Some Forgotten World, you were, in fact, isekai to some forgotten world. And you found yourselves standing in a field of almost, picturesque autumnal hues. But that on closer inspection seems to be kind of dead and rotten. There's really nobody around you, and it's very, very quiet.
Quick side note, Omi?
Yes.
I need you to go to, I think it is, campaign images. There's a deal at the very top that says a map of the world. Click there, and in the top right corner, click the arrow going top right. Might have to adjust as you originally were on a 4K. Boom. There we go.
Happy to oblige.
Well, I figured you'd like to know what we were talking about, because
I get there
blind
eventually.
man needs to see.
Yeah, I have far fewer monitors these days to, run the whole show.
Yeah, that can be super frustrating too. Okay, intrepid isekai protagonists. What are you guys gonna do?
We should probably find a tree, hopefully one that isn't covered by the orange stuff and all eaten out, and see if we can kind of get a lay of the land here. See, what we can see on the horizon. Any smoke from fires locally, or signs of life to any extent.
Since we're close to the water's edge, kind of like walk to the edge of the water and kind of have like a better look out and see if there's like a fishing village or anything. Not like
I mean,
close.
you could walk to the shore from where you're at. The hex you're in is about 5 miles, and you're kind of like sitting in the center of it. But so it's not like like right next door or anything. But you could certainly hike a little bit and walk out to the shore and take a look.
Do you guys mind if I do that? Because I'm trying to spot a nearby village. Usually, well,
I'm trying to remember if I had calmed down by the time that we ended last session or not. I'm thinking, yeah, I must have, because I have to go, meditate essentially.
I believe that was where you left yourself. In fact,
it was meditating.
That makes perfect sense.
Okay. Yeah. So are you guys going to walk to the shore, and which piece of coastline?
Well, I'm working with. I think it's. Is it Jory
That's me.
or is it Phelan?
For
For you, Nero.
that's Phaleon, yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to get names straight. That way, when we start running into people, we don't have this like weird disconnect type thing. While we're headed towards the shore, if we can look for a tree to see if we can climb up that's not going to possibly fall on top of us.
That's certainly something that you could do much closer to home too, for what it's worth. You don't have to walk to the shore for that.
Right. Well,
Um,
since we were walking anyways to try to kill two birds with one stone type thing.
Yeah, you want to make an insight roll for me once?
Sure.
It occurs to you that the ground sort of slopes downwards in the direction of the shore. So you're probably at a higher elevation where you are, which means you would probably have better visibility if you climbed a tree here than on the shoreline.
Noted. Was wondering about that. It looks rather flat on the topography. Why? Thank you. Does that also mean that technically, if I did a perception roll from up here, I'd have a better view of the land as well?
I can put you standing on my shoulders. I'm 6
Uh,
foot. I'm 6'5".
Yeah, there's so you're kind of like fighting a double-edged sword here, right? If you go down to sea level, you're like, because of the curvature of the planet, your visibility is not really going to be much better than it already is. I think you'll get one more hex of visibility. But from where you're at now, you're like, 50 feet higher. So climb another tree, climb a tree to get another like 30, 40 feet out of that. That's pretty decent visibility. You might get like 3 hexes.
Hey,
Does
Dungeon
anyone
Master.
have a spyglass?
What was that, Omwa? And you guys, you don't have access to each other's character sheets, do you?
I don't think so.
Okay. I thought I turned that on.
I don't believe I have a spyglass one way or the other.
But yeah, feel free to talk amongst yourselves in the chat channel while I'm dealing with Omwa's request on the voice channel. Like, don't forget that you guys have that.
I was just going to ask, I have an inventory object called an entirely ordinary box, and I'm curious because I don't remember what that is.
Would you like to examine the entirely ordinary box?
Indeed. Yeah, right. Very, very curious as to what my entirely ordinary box is.
I got one too.
We looked at it last time. That's the container for our status scroll.
That is
Okay.
not the container for your status scroll.
No. So, okay.
Thanks for bringing this to my attention. Jory.
Jory. My name is Jory.
Pounds.
Jory.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's
so
heavy, and I have this thing called an entirely ordinary box, and I have no memory of what that is.
let's have everybody roll perception.
Before I roll perception, I want to research my box. I want to roll an insight.
Okay.
What would be the nature of the insight you are hoping to acquire?
Construction type secret boxes, other like mechanisms.
I didn't mean to do that
inside
second
of the
roll there.
box that makes it unordinary. I want to know if the box.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, go for it, man.
I want to use my sage ability.
Yep, I totally understand. Yeah, go for it.
Since you're an ice key of an ice key of an ice key, yeah.
Does anyone remember how to change the color of your dice in this one?
Top right corner.
Palette in the top right corner.
Yep, it will say colors.
Got it.
And it's a weird interface because that's what Fantasy Grounds does. I'm just used to it at this point. Okay, let me start with what all of you see when you look at the ordinary box in your backpack. It is a box of dark, apparently wood. some of you recognize it as the same wood as the scroll case for your character sheet. It has no apparent seams or hinges, so it's basically like a wooden cube, except that on the center of the top is a, about 1/4 inch thick and like 1 or 2 inch square on each side brass plate in the middle that is completely uninscribed. It's just a polished black, brass plate. What? It occurs to you that there might be some kind of like what's the word I'm looking for? Artifice involved here. Like this might be either like a puzzle box or some kind of a magic item or something maybe. YOLO. Your insight is slightly better than your perception. You don't notice any specific like details that stand out. It seems like a wooden cube with a little brass square on the top of it. And in fact, even calling that surface top is arbitrary. That's just the orientation it was in your backpack in. However, if there are no hinges and there are no seams, and there's only that brass plate, it might be like a button or a latch or something.
What does this button do? I fiddle with the metal bit.
Okay.
Metal nipple.
Got it. Okay. It seems to be fixed pretty securely in place if you try to like, push it left or right or twist it. You could try pressing it if you want to.
Can I give it a religion?
Feel it up poorly.
Wait. Hold on. There's no markings on the box, so a religious check would probably not turn up anything useful, right? Now, what were you doing to this poor box for a day?
I was trying to like feel it, like with all of my hands and finger, and like just feel it up, and it just ended up being more awkward than like actually worth my time.
I'm going to investigate the box with all of my ability.
Yeah, okay. It's definitely made of the same wood as the scroll case. It's very heavy. It doesn't seem like it has anything in it. Like it literally does feel like it's a solid cube. But it's heavy. It's like 50 pounds. But like if you shake it, nothing moves. Like I said, there's no like hinges or seams or any like indication of how it might open. There's just that brass plate.
Or if
at this point,
could open.
Right, at this point, Verde's kind of looted it, so like LEWD. So, the only thing left to really do is maybe like try to press it, or like speak to it, or I don't really
I would
know.
Think when I would investigate it, I would have lightly pressed the faceplate, like either when I was trying to like move it around, maybe push it down a little bit.
Okay.
The roll was an accident. Sorry.
Gotcha, man. Too bad. It was a good roll.
Yeah, I know, right?
Okay. If you think that your investigation would have included attempting to like press the button, then here's what happens when you do. It is not a button. However, when you place your fingertip, the tip of your finger or the pad of your finger, however you press the button, and make fleshy contact with the top surface, almost like a fingerprint reader, a screen pops up in front of you, basically hovering over the box, and the screen says, "Item box, contents, empty."
Is this a portable hole?
Oh, by the gods!
Nobody else sees that screen, by the way.
Damn it!
Oh,
Okay.
by the gods! Why wasn't?
Well, so what that means is you said, "What is this? A portable hole?" And we said, "What?"
Exactly.
No, Verde wouldn't have done anything because he didn't see anything happen. He would have heard me complain about it, though.
Yeah. Okay, maybe then I would press it after he complains.
Yeah.
You would see the same thing then. Your item box would also show you a screen.
Is this a portable hole?
It's not a portable hole. It's an item box. It says so on the screen. The screen is actually split into 2 columns, to be fair. There is a column on the right, which actually says contents empty, as I mentioned earlier, and a column on the left that lists everything in your inventory presently except the box and your character sheet.
So the box is an interface.
So I wish this was a skill and not a box, just for convenience sake.
Can it be lost? Can it be taken? Like, that's the real question.
Oh, for science, I sit the box down on the ground. I stand up, turn around, and I walk away. How far could I? History check.
Do you
I
feel
threw
anything?
the scroll. How far did I chunk was the scroll chunked before it returned back to? Because I remember chunking it last time.
Right. I think it was like 60 feet or 30 feet. I would have to go back and check the stream to be certain, but it's basically, my intention was 1 move, so whatever your move speed is.
Okay. My move speed is 30. So
Yeah, 30
I move.
feet then, yeah.
I'll move 30 feet from the box.
Okay. It stays where it is. Apparently, unlike your character sheet, it is not bound to your particular location.
Am I standing there watching you do this, Watts?
I mean, yeah, you absolutely all are.
Okay, I'm gonna walk over and with your I'm gonna nod to you and see if I can pick up your box.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. You. By the way, Verde, kicking the box. Oh yeah, kicking the box sent it tumbling. It didn't seem to do any damage to it, but it sent it tumbling. I mean, as well as a kick to a 50-pound box would. Right? It's not light.
Sure, to just stub your toe.
Ow.
I probably have better kicking. I probably have better kicking feet than you.
Yeah, I bet you do. But no, I mean with an 18, that you probably didn't stub your toe. You actually probably landed that kick perfectly. It just probably didn't move the box very far.
Yeah, rolled it over.
Okay,
but did you feel anything, Watts? Yeah, and can I go over and lift it up, and does it just let me pick it up?
Yeah, as far as you can tell, other than being made of that same wood as the character sheet, and giving you an inventory screen when you put your finger on it,
does it
a perfectly normal object?
If you put your finger on the screen,
can I pull an object off of Watts by touching his box?
Yeah.
No. If you attempt to touch somebody else's box's button, nothing happens.
Okay. All right, well, I'll try it. Nothing happens. I'll set the box down and wave and step back.
I'll move back. Okay, so you're not able to take stuff out of it. This thing's heavy. So
yeah, but we found it in our backpack. Does this mean I can put my javelin in the box and then put the box in my backpack? And
yes, and it's also a completely secure thing. Though we could technically lose the box, all contents within are safe from other prying eyes. I wonder what the storage capacity is on this.
Yep, I'm sure my nose is twitching. Also, this is a thing I've been meaning to ask. Just table talk.
No,
this is
can't
a question.
Stick your dick in the box, Omwa.
No. Thanks for clearing the air. But no, this was more a. This came up to me over the last week between the last session and this session. Is how much do I feel like I am the rabbit monk, and how much do I feel like I am, Omwa, who was going to go play with his friends and had the cool idea for this concept.
Okay, so there is one exception at this table. However, for the rest of you, you have no memories or knowledge from your character's life.
From your character's life, right? No.
Correct.
But do I remember rolling this character up and being like, "This is going to be so cool. I've never done this.
Yes.
This kind of thing."
Absolutely, you are you. You're not Jory.
I'm Jason Mendoza. I'm not Jory fucking
Didlington. Right? Exactly.
So I literally don't have actually any personal history from this character. Wait, does this character actually exist in this world before I skied in, or was this a created at Iskia?
That's a really interesting theory and question to test, huh?
Yep, that's a fun question, isn't it?
Is there a way to get an answer?
I am nothing like my character.
Verde. Verde.
I think.
Yeah, Verde. When you think about who you are, you still feel like Verde, but like when you come across a familiar scent, it's not a scent that you actually recognize, or maybe you kind of do, but you forgot. There's like something going on with your recall. It's weird.
Great. That's what I was worried about.
So he has like weird metal thing going on. Okay, I'll start trying to shift some of the stuff from my actual inventory to my box inventory. Just trying to lighten my load, because if it's 50 pounds, that puts me nearly to encumbered.
Well, when I just put a bunch of items in it, in doing that, did the box get heavier?
Can you make a? Actually, how do you want to approach that question? Are you like eyeballing it? Are you like weighing it in your hands? How are you going to try to determine that?
Weighing with hands.
I'm putting a fair amount of weight in it, so the difference will be noticeable.
Okay, so I mean, I'll take insight if you want, or investigation, either one.
Okie dokie. I am going to use insight.
Well, if he's checking the weight, I would also be like putting stuff in and out, seeing like how long it takes for me to put something in and pull it out.
Okay. Phalian. It takes sorry. Hold on. I just totally lost my train of thought there. As far as you can tell, it's pretty close to the same. Maybe it's a little bit heavier. It's hard to tell, but it's certainly not perceptibly heavier.
Okay, well, good enough for me. That should lighten my load a little bit here.
And to answer your question, Watts, it takes like a second. Like when you make the transaction on the screen, you tap an item and send it over. The item like shimmers and glows for a second, and kind of like Star Trek teleporters out in like a field of like cyan particles.
Right. What he means to say is you can't use this to quick swap weapons during combat.
It wouldn't be any different than trying to dig an item out of your backpack. I mean, you could do it, but it's going to take a little time.
I wonder if I could activate it and set the point for the item to come out like a meter away from me.
There doesn't seem to be an options screen.
But how does it pop out if I can't select a location?
It basically appears right above the box and you catch it.
Okay. In theory, then.
Yeah, the box
I could angle
the
it
origin.
and point the box down, press the button, select the thing, and have it pour out.
Do you just gonna dump shit in there willy nilly?
I got a whetstone for science.
Wet stone or whetstone?
Wet.
Whetstone.
Not just gonna take a pee into the bucket and then
slice and dice and
take a pee into the box and then dump it out the other side.
I thought that was pronounced hetway.
Anyways, I'd play with the stone, seeing how it would interact, because that would be important knowledge for later use. I mean, if I'm going to be walking around with a 50 stone box, I need to be able to use it.
Yeah. So specifically, the item that you request appears basically 6 inches above the. No, actually, let's call it a foot. 6 inches is too short. About a foot above the brass plate on the box in whatever orientation matches that plate. Right. So like their normals are aligned.
Ooh.
Right.
Instead of
so
me poking it with my finger, I think at it really hard and see if I can shift things that way.
it does not seem to work.
What if I put my finger on the panel and then think?
That also does not seem to work. What happens when you press the plate is the screen appears and it basically stays there for like 30 seconds unless you interact with it, in which case that timer basically resets.
Okay.
So as soon as you like stop touching the screen, 30 seconds later the screen goes away.
Blast. Still good enough.
I sneak up behind Watts and I try to put him inside of my box.
How do you select him from your like inventory? Do you like grapple him first?
Yeah, there isn't any physical transfer. Like the box doesn't open. So
Why did you
like
put me in your backpack?
It's not like a Ghostbusters trap, you know, where you just activate it.
I'm like, I'm holding on to the box and I got the screen and the item inventory on, right? I should just be able to like grab Watts and then transfer him into the box.
Here's where you run into a problem with the mechanics.
Grapple because you need to own. You have the possession of Watts before you can shove him in the box.
Well, no, check it out. It's worse than you think. So here's where you run into a problem with isekais. The rules of the game don't allow that.
What do you mean? I just have to grapple him and then.
I am a living creature.
I mean, in Dungeons and Dragons 5e,
right,
which your characters are based on, if not actually playing, you cannot put a character in your inventory.
What?
Not without turning them into a token or sticking them into a vial or some sort or something like that.
You can miniaturize them, yeah, but you can't put a medium creature into a backpack.
Right, there's no way. No, that actually makes there is no rule set for that.
Or like some other small race. It could possibly work, but even then.
Yeah, you could also polymorph somebody with true polymorph and then stick whatever you polymorph them into your backpack.
But then this
they can't be a character and be in your backpack according to the rules of D&D, or at least there is no rule written that allows it.
So, how do you put somebody like into a burlap sack?
I mean, realistically, you don't. Like, that's a plot device, not a mechanic.
Yeah, exactly. You could put a burlap sack over their head, or you could knock them out and stick them if they were small, if they were like a gnome or something.
You could consider that partially grappling, like if you covered them in a bag.
You can grapple and restrain them. There isn't a rule for storing them.
That's actually why I started with, well, wait a minute. You'd have to grapple him because you'd have to be able to see Watts as a possession in your inventory before you could process him into a container.
Yeah. Now,
even by video game rules, even if we were in an MMO and not in a D&D game, you know what I'm saying? Especially, in fact, if we were in a video game, because in a video game, there's just shit you can't put in a bag because the code doesn't allow it.
In the world Verde, though, the way this actually manifests is that when you grab Watts, he does not appear in the list.
Doesn't appear in the list.
Right. For what it's worth, you don't either.
I know. I already learned that bit. That's why I'm testing it out on other people.
Right.
That was a very legitimate test. I just,
Oh, yeah. No, that's why I was answering you seriously. I was just... The fact that the reason that it's true is an isekai trope in and of itself made me laugh, so I thought I would share.
Now take a minute to imagine how that played out.
What? How I first tested how I couldn't put myself inside of the box?
No. How you went, wah! Jumped yourself onto Watts and then were scrabbling with your box and went,
oh yeah, no, I hit him in the head with the box.
Didn't work. All right, cool.
I at least try to, even though that like he didn't like appear. I tried to put his head in the box because maybe I can like restrain him that way.
Oh,
Like a
so
Ghostbusters trap.
something that you may need
Like
to
a
take into
Ghostbusters trap.
consideration. You'll need to turn the item box into a magic box of some form of holding that reduces the weight to 0.
Yep, you're right. I forgot to do that. Hold on 1 second. Let me see if that's easy.
Look at Watts jumping in and being a policeman of the rules and taking care of all of us again.
Oh, I just wrote down the current weight, the weight reduction for me in my inventory.
If Neuro is team carry, then Watts is team wary.
Something. But
Please,
we will have to be careful with how much we actually put.
Even the real bag of holding doesn't do that for you automatically.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Fell the carb.
why won't you fit in my box?
One of the questions for the ages there.
Get in the box, Shinji.
So
All
technically,
right.
my backpack now is is a container for a box that's my actual inventory. Because if I don't have to worry about thieves, I am putting everything I genuinely care about not losing in my box. Ooh.
Yeah.
How
Yeah. And I'll put the box.
can I detect the direction of the box from my person when it's not on my person?
You don't have any innate sense, no.
So still have to be careful not to lose the box.
That's what I was thinking. That's spooky.
I mean, it's no worse than having to carry around your, like, as Watts pointed out, I suppose, like, if your backpack is just, straps for your box, it's no harder to keep track of than your backpack.
Right. I would shove it deep in my backpack. That said, if it was my box with all my everything possessions in it, I mean, that's a big deal.
If it's
yeah, it's some UO shit.
Yeah, and again, this is my complaint of, dang it, this was supposed to be a skill, not a box. That was, I literally said that aloud.
Totally. Yeah, I was gonna say a free insight success. As far as like second-rate goddesses go, you kind of notice that like everything presented as far as isekai tropes so far have been kind of second-rate.
Right. We're not just in an isekai. We're in a B-rate isekai. This one was probably dubbed by what was the what was the pervert one?
Okay.
Oh god. Fun. That was early Funimation. Absolutely.
Funimation, that's right. Yeah, Fapimation. Funimation.
So legit.
Don't make fun
perverts.
of my early anime, you rat.
For the longest time, my Xbox Live avatar was the dude with the white hair who lights his cigarette.
Suitenyo,
It
yeah.
was Suitenyo, right? So don't feel bad, man.
So like,
But I do.
I'm worried about all of that orange dust stuff behind us. I mean, like,
It's everywhere. It's all around you as far as you can tell.
I'm more worried for you guys.
Right, because what's going to happen to you?
Well,
Can't. Yeah, I mean,
at worst, I'm gonna hold
everything bad for you is going to kill you, right?
Yeah, it's not gonna kill me. It's just my body will be a perfectly dry, maybe moist on the inside house for whatever mold this is. But I hear that it doesn't really,
gross.
Do well for living creatures.
Claviceps, get the little mushrooms growing right out of your eyeballs and shit.
So, while they were kind of inspecting the boxes, I kind of figured it out and stashed my stuff real quick. I had actually been wondering if this stuff is, if detect poison and disease would detect this, and then specifically, if when I've cast it, I can kind of like click through different channels to know who it's actually poisonous to. Like, does it only mean me, the person who cast the spell, or like, can I see if it's poisonous to plants and animals too?
Gotcha. Do you have detect poison and disease? You do. Nice.
Yeah, I would cast that as a ritual.
Also, what does my divine sense say?
Okay. If you cast detect poison and disease, you kind of, for the duration of the spell, see the world as if there's like a heat map on top of it. The whole area is really hot. And as you like focus on the source of that heat, sort of like looking at the plants and the trees and stuff, it's very obvious it's that moss or mold or lichen or whatever the hell it is. And in fact, as you stare at it, a small, basically like tooltip pops up in your field of vision, and it says fungal contaminant.
Yeah, guys, this apparently is a fungal contaminant. This stuff is poisonous or diseasey to something. So we should probably do what we can to kind of get out of it or steer around.
Yeah, I was gonna try to see if I can spot like a ghost trail or something.
I want to try something right quick. I won't use one of my spell slots. I'll actually I think I can do it as a ritual.
Okay. 1 second. Let me process Verde first.
Okay.
What were you trying to do, Verde?
Spot some kind of game trail or like obvious path that isn't dusty.
There are absolutely none. Period. End of sentence.
Is there an apparent source of this dust, or where is it coming from?
Actually, do you want to make a perception check for me?
Sure, let's do that. Perception better than nature or anything else? I mean, perception's probably my better role, so.
Yeah, I mean, you probably could have argued for something else if you had a role-playing preference.
Nah, that's fine.
I don't see shit.
Okay. It's really hard to tell. Like it's omnipresent here. Like even the leaves of the trees seem to have a dusting of this stuff on them. However, seeing that you're slightly above sea level and can kind of look down towards the adjacent hex that leads to the ocean, you can kind of tell that the shores don't have as much of this stuff on it as the land to the southeast.
Yeah, it's not coming in off the ocean.
Right, implying that it's coming from the other direction.
Well, I'll point that much at least out.
Well, that means that we make our way towards the shore and then try to find civilization.
Yeah, we should probably rinse off too when we get there.
Oh yes, and then some kind of
in the ocean.
No, let's not.
Shit, I don't know how I feel about salt water on my rabbity fur.
All right.
Were you guys still considering?
I want to try something.
Okay, that's right. I forgot. Sorry.
I wish to cast Purify Food and Drink.
Okay, what are you gonna cast it on specifically? Like, are you gonna pick up some of that wheat, or are you gonna just grab a handful of the mold, or what are you gonna try to do?
Scooping up a handful of that orange shit sounds nasty to me. Just
the wheat, the lichen, just like stuff that I would know I could possibly cook, because you can cook lichen.
Why would you want to eat lichen, man?
No, but you can. That is legitimately a thing that some people do.
I'm even in a rabbit body, and does that not turn my stomach?
Desperate. Don't, dude. Till you are truly hungry, you do not understand what you will do to eat.
Well, you're a cook and all that, so I kind of trust you. But also, I knew you from the before times. Also, that's the other question. I know who my friends are here, right?
Yeah, you see both their character and them simultaneously when you look at them.
Yeah, so I'm still kind of weirded out here that I am who I am, but I'm gonna be like, bro, my rabbit stomach doesn't feel like lichen's yummy. This shit's gross.
I'm not asking you to eat it. I'm doing an experiment. Capuche.
Right. Okay. So the wheat, the wheat seems to respond. The moss, lichen, mold, whatever it is, the fungal contaminant, does not seem to respond.
Interesting.
Does the spell separate or clear away the lichen mold stuff?
It falls off the shafts of wheat within the 5-foot radius. So, like, I mean, to be fair, it was really only on the tops of it anyway as like a dust, like a pollen, you know, like I mean, honestly, you guys know enough about science that you realize it was probably covered in spores of this shit.
Yeah.
But that all like falls off when he casts the spell.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll create some water and wash my hands off.
Cool.
Behold the powers of being a cleric. Anyways.
Yep. The question I was asking before I forgot that I'd left you hanging there, Watts. Earlier, you guys had said that you wanted to climb a tree for a vantage. Is that still a thing that you want to do now?
No. I mean, I could, but I don't want to. My body can still be host to that shit.
I think we'd
I don't
probably
want-
be better off making our way to the coast and going from there.
Exactly. I don't want to force
I wouldn't
entity
argue with that.
inside of my head.
Okay. Do I see a tree nearby that could survive my climbing it?
Yeah. In fact, the bigger problem as far as like hygiene would go would be that the tree leaves are covered in that spore dust as well. But yeah, in fact, you would guess just looking at like the dead trees that have fallen over and you know the rest of the forest, that probably like every third tree of a much thicker forest is still alive.
Okay, so climbing it would be acrobatics, right?
Or athletics, depending
Or
on
strength.
you know how you wanted to go about it.
Before you do that, let me give you a little assist there, my friend.
Thank you, my man. And we're gonna go with athletics because I am not that dexterous. Oh,
Add
Oh.
a D4 to that.
Add a D4.
eh.
Yeah, I mean that'll
not
get
s-
you up there. It's not the most graceful climb, but
Okay, but
that'll get you up there.
you managed
Okay,
10. That's a
so-
10-foot move, right?
No, it's you don't have to do it that frequently in D&D. If you fall though, you do have to roll damage that compounds based on how far you fell.
Right on.
Okay.
That seems fine anyway.
Perception.
Okay. Let me clear out some visibility here for you. I'm gonna do this. I have to do these in squares, so I'm gonna rough it out first, so you get your view at least.
I find it funny that we're in a hex system and you have to do squares.
Right, and like this is the game's hex system. Like I didn't put the grid on in Photoshop. That's part of the system.
That's so weird. And it's splotchy.
Well, I define the rectangle, so it's just me doing it by hand.
Okay, but still. Eh.
It's fine. We do what we need to.
Keep telling yourself that, normie.
Insult me
done
again,
That was
sir, and I
that
will
was
shoot
supposed
you
to
in-
be a joke.
Okay.
It was supposed to land, and it didn't.
Nope.
I'll clean it out later, but that's basically what you can see from there.
Cool.
Okay. Perception. does any like landmarks and stuff pop out at me? Anything worth of note? Like, is there a fungal tree just like clear fungus, like
dumping orange sponge out of the
yeah?
road.
Was there something
Yes,
floating around? Just
sadly, it doesn't seem to be that kind of fantasy world, at least here. That said, you can see that this forest extends, probably at least 15, 20 miles southeast of you.
how's the wind?
The wind where you are right now is relatively still. Like there's a little bit of a breeze coming off the ocean, but it's very light. It is the only motion in the whole area. Like it is still deathly silent around you. To the southeast, as far as you can tell, is mostly trees. There is like one hill, basically directly southeast of you, that sort of like rises up out of the treetops. It looks like it's maybe like a sandstone dome or something. Like it's like an orangish, like looks like
Does it
rock,
look like
but
it's
it's
covered
orange.
in the fungus, or not so much covered in the fungus?
It could be. It's hard to tell from this distance. But like it's definitely a similar shade of orange. Let's call it amber. Like it's kind of like an amber, like a brownish orange,
Gotcha. Okay, are they within easy? You know what? I'm gonna go down the tree. I'm not even gonna try to yell it. It's
Right on.
athletics to go down.
Yeah. I mean, you could probably justify acrobatics if you wanted to, but like athletics would be the way you would normally do it.
I'm only doing athletics because I have a plus to it. Because I don't
Yeah,
want
you're
to
fine.
fall to my death.
In fact, you actually went down easier than you went up, so.
Woo! Okay, I relay all the information I got to the team.
Oh, yeah, another thing I didn't, I forgot to reiterate, no animals in sight, period. End of sentence.
No birds?
That's kind of worth mentioning.
It's all dead.
0 life.
Yeah,
We're all
certainly you
dead
didn't see
today.
anything moving through the trees or anything in the trees or anything flying above the trees.
Yeah, that's kind of creepy.
We're all
I
dead.
would relay all of this to the people, and I'd also mention, by the way, the only breeze right now is currently off of the ocean.
And aren't all of us like some sort of animal person?
No.
I say twitching. No, but you smell dead.
No, you're the only one.
I'm the no. Hornsy over there, Hornsy little jackalope.
I have a tail, that is true. But
He's a
Your
tiefling,
lesser-
though.
Yes, but his lesser half is digitigrade legs like mine. Only his have hooves.
That's fair. That's true. That is true.
He's got horns. You're an animal person. You look like a fawn to me.
He does look a little funny.
But I thought another one amongst us. No, he was gonna be a bird, and he's not a bird. He's a zombie instead. Okay, never mind. But you look like a fawn
with a tail like this, really.
I don't know what your tail looks like. I didn't see it.
It's a spaded devil's tail.
Oh well, but you have goat legs.
Cow technically, but semantics.
Cow, all right. I'm a rabbit person.
I went with what I could find in the little generator thing.
I'm curious what you look like when we were friends in real life. Like
a fat white guy with a beard.
Did you look like Watts? Because I know what Watts looks like. In which case, I'd be like, "Bro, does this work?" Because
I hope it does. Also, that was really weird going up to the tree because I felt like part of me phased into the tree while going up. Since I'm technically larger as a person than I am in this world.
Right, you probably did clip through it, yeah.
But it felt
clipping. Weird. Okay, so guys, do you want to head towards the shoreline?
Yeah. Am I twitchier as a rabbit, or just translate?
Wow, that is like a really bright circle of... That's new.
All right, are we in the water or on the coast?
Coast, I think.
On the coast.
Also, why was it like giant size text?
I'm not sure. I was trying to figure that out myself.
For those with cataracts.
I'm too young for that, thank you. Let's not go there. Please. I don't want those for at least another 10 to 20 years. Because hopefully by that time I'll be dead, but semantics.
I'm also not willing to get the lasers because I'm terrified. I've seen that movie.
No genuine concern for me is me dying in about 9 years.
Yeah, let's not do that.
I'm sorry, I don't exactly have the best genetics, sir.
I have more than one friend that has, like, real talk, given me the whole, my genetics are bad and I'm going to die. And I'm just like, yeah, don't do that.
No. Tell
Why
them
not?
about the Widowmaker.
Exactly. You know what you do? You look your genetics right in the face and you go, not today.
Let's see, heart attacks from both sides of my family. My dad, my uncle, and my grandfather and great-grandfather all died from a Widowmaker heart attack.
Go in there. Maybe,
50 to 55, I'm dead.
maybe get yourself some preemptive, stainless steel stents or some shit. Like titanium heart. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Okay,
I don't think we
clarify what a
quite live in
Widowmaker
that
does.
cyberpunk dystopia.
I actually think we're
Widowmaker
close
blows
enough.
out the
Like,
lower
I
half
bet
of
you
your
if
heart.
you had enough money, you could find the right guy. Just be like, replace them all right now.
It's not like my arteries would clog up or anything, but it's the lower half of my heart just blows out.
Right.
I have,
Wow.
yeah,
Let's not have that
Physically.
happen.
yeah. I don't
Is
want it
there
to
a
happen.
mesh, like some gelatinous mesh? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Look, I'm a really creative guy.
So we're moving towards the southeast, like that way.
Yeah.
Five.
Well,
It's
first,
really
why don't we take a little time to investigate?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't even described the hex you guys are in yet.
Yeah.
stacking the moves, making the text larger and larger and larger.
Stop it.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So the shoreline is sort of an interesting interface. The ground sort of slopes gently down to the water. There are waves. Like, I mean, it's pretty clear that that's a saltwater ocean out there. There's a small strip of sand that probably represents the high tide mark. And then the fungal contaminant sort of like blends in across the top of it from there, getting thicker as it gets, further up the slope. The strip of beach is probably only like 30 feet wide right now, which probably implies that it's low tide.
Gotcha.
Not that you know how many tides this place has.
Well, we haven't
Well,
counted the moons
how many-
just yet. We've only
Actually,
got
with
a
survival, I'd be able to
Well-
tell that, wouldn't I, sir?
Yeah, how many moons are in the sky, so to speak?
We're daytime, I think.
Right, at present there are none.
I did a survival perception survival tool, looking at the ocean to see if there was a orange foam, denoting that there was a lot more of the fungus contaminant in the water.
Gross.
I mean, they're like, from where the water is right now, there's none that you can see. If you examine the edge of the sand and where the mold sort of like starts to take hold, it looks like that stuff stops a good like 1.5 feet away from the water, so it would only be a remarkably large wave that would cause any mixing.
Do we
By the way, you
see
guys, anyone hungry?
any evidence of fish or boats or anything like that?
Not that you can see offhand. I mean, like if you examine the beach, there are, like shells and stuff. So there's probably sea life in the water, but there's nothing that you can see offhand. The ocean around you seems to be devoid of any ships or anything, at least at the moment.
And there's no fish swimming around the water. Is it clear enough to tell that?
I mean, the water is, it's pretty murky. But that said, there's nothing that you can see, like, if you like look at the waves for a reflection of like fish scales or anything, you don't really see anything. Give me a second. I need to go to the restroom. I'll be right back.
All right.
I'll be back
Yep.
too.
Okay.
Well, shit, you guys have fun shitting.
They needed to go tinkle time, sir. It's okay.
Sorry. I'm going to need a shot in a half an hour, and I have half a cocktail left, so.
Excellent.
I'm just saying, it's the time. I think I should run off and make my shot and stuff. I'll be right back then, I guess.
Do what you need to do, sir. Do what you need to do.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
And the fun has returned.
Hey, the phones.
I said the fun. But that works too.
If you can name the movie I just quoted, your boss, you get like 1980s cred points.
I heard nothing, sir, because I have your stream muted.
Oh, I see. What I said was just to give you the opportunity. What I said was, screw you guys. I got it.
Is that like hold my beer?
No, it's iconic, and it comes from a particular movie that is like seminal, so to speak, for our time.
That was one of those Beach Bro movies, wasn't it?
No. I'm trying to think. There's a way I can clue this if I really think about it. It's going to be hard, but there's a way I can clue it. I'm trying to think. Yeah, my stone ass brain won't give it to me. But there's the actor that said, "Screw you guys, I got it." Also went on to be kind of a notable actor in a later show in a series, and people didn't remember. Oh, that guy was the guy from that movie.
You just described quite a few different things from that generation, sir. I'm just going to play the pass card. Unfortunately, it sounds familiar, but I can't genuinely place it. I am an old fat man. Could you just tell it to me?
It's Vern. Vern drops his cowboy what do they call it? Cowboy something or other. When you mash up a bunch of like hamburger around a stick and then cook it over a fire, it falls into the fire during Stand By Me, both in the book and in the movie. And it falls into the fire, and then everyone mocks him, and then he pokes at it with a stick and pulls it out, and he goes, "Ha ha! Screw you guys! I got it." So it was Stand By Me, and it was Vern, and the and the guy that played Vern later was like, and you would know this actually, Snipe, because I know you watched the show where he was one of the main characters. It was some
Sliders.
Was it Sliders? Yeah, he was the Sliders guy, right?
Yeah.
Boom! There it is. Vern became the Sliders guy.
Nice. Actually, going AFK just a second, like 1 minute.
Well, shit. I don't know that I have another like 1990s trivia like trick to pull out of the basket for
Sure
this.
You do.
Now, Snipe, you're gonna have to pull one out for me.
Yeah, I don't know.
This is your territory, man.
I mean, my 80s movie trivia is that I hung out with the kid who played the main character's little brother in Last Starfighter.
That's pretty rad.
Alex,
yeah,
what
dude,
the shit?
That guy was dope. Yeah, exactly. Alex, what the shit? That guy was dope too. Because he was a child actor, he had himself money, and it was like his parents were cool, so it was like his money. So he had a fucking Amiga 512 when they were brand fucking new. Like he had a MIDI synthesizer. Like I would go over to that dude's house because my mom was his tutor, and like while my mom was getting set up, I'd be like, "Hey, show me how all your shit works, so I could play with it while you're working."
Nice.
And he was like super into it, right? So he was like, "Oh yeah, dude, you want to play Seven Cities of Gold? Check this out. It's awesome on the Amiga."
7 Cities of Gold.
You know, and like and would like, pull out these obviously pirated video games.
Oh, very nice. Dude, 7 Cities. We actually own that one. I got my dad to buy that one for me. I was playing the demo of it in like a Egghead or some shit in South Coast Plaza. And I was like, "This works on the computer you have, right, Dad?" And the computer that my dad had, let's be very clear, I recognize now was 100% the property of the company that he worked for.
Absolutely. Sure, I get you. Yep.
Yeah, even our 386 was probably not his machine.
Right, totally.
I only recognize that now, having given back machines to studios that I worked for. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. I always hate that part.
Right. Well, hey, to our friend Scott, to our friend Scott's credit, every time I've finished a game where I worked remotely with him or worked, welcome back. Like when I finished Ashes, he was like, "Hey, well, look, we got to close up shop, but you can keep the machine." I was like, "Oh, thanks, bro."
Nice. Yeah.
Hey, it's a sexy ass fucking Alienware. I love this computer. It works great.
Totally.
But other studios that will remain unnamed right now, when I left them, they were like, "By the way, I would like you to give back every piece of hardware we ever gave you."
Yeah, I've had a mixed bag with that. Some studios have let me keep it, some not.
Well, and then there was another one that will remain unnamed for probably legal purposes, wherein they were like, "Hey, did we give you one of these?" And I was part of the interview process that hired the IT guy that was running the IT department at the time. And I went, no, you must be mistaken. And he looked at me and went, "Yeah, we must be."
That's pretty funny.
So anyway.
About those cool kids.
We're back.
We're going down the
here on the beach. Yep, we're on the beach. I'm pretty sure that's a Jane's Addiction song.
Oh, by the way, is anybody hungry yet? We've been here for a little while.
Oh, asking the questions that matter.
I feel as if maybe I should try out brains to see if that does anything for me, but I actually am not.
I would not recommend eating brains right now, considering
brains
this
right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I see three people with brains.
Not the ones you
Apparently in use. Anyways, no, it's just general question on food.
No, that makes sense. Are any of us hungry?
I mean, you could probably eat, but I mean, you haven't been here that long.
Yeah, we've only been here like.
Well, I didn't know if we had actually eaten before we left. Like, we were going over to a friend's house to play D&D, I would most likely be like, oh, going to chip in to order takeout of some sort. I mean, Uber Eats, whatever.
Right. I get you.
Right. No, that makes sense.
So I was like, are we hungry or not so much? Remember, I'm literally the food guy for the campaign.
Not quite yet. I think we got a little more walking to do first.
Okie dokie, Mr. Man. Let's ambulate.
Preambulate?
Crack those hips. Shoink.
Or is it perambulate?
Perambulate, actually.
Perambulate.
Perambulate.
Does it look like the orange is getting any thinner or patchier, or is it even getting thicker, perhaps, as we go further this way?
You want to roll for that?
Yes, I do.
I'm walking in the water.
I'm walking on clear sand. Not fungus, not water.
Man, I have just been rolling terrible.
Man, maybe you should change your dice color.
Just saying.
Yeah, it's really hard to tell. Like, it seems like it might be maybe a little more, maybe, but like not in any obviously notable way.
Okay.
Do I know of anything in my studies that seems related to this? Probably not.
Okay. So no, like nothing directly comes to mind, but you kind of think like maybe a story about maybe a wizard, like an old dude. Maybe something like with mushroom people? I don't know, man.
I'd be able to figure it out if I had like my library or some time to really think about it.
Yeah, for sure. This stretch of coast is basically no different from the last. If you if you go back up slope a little as you're walking, to sort of like investigate the state of the mold there.
Yeah.
Again, it's really hard to tell if it's actually thicker or if that's just your imagination. However, given that you've now moved through like 3 hexes, at this point you probably would have come across bones of a creature, maybe like a raccoon or some other like small mammal,
I like bone.
covered in a carpet of that moss at least one point along the way.
All consuming.
Really gross.
Well, it's at least some sign of life, so maybe further southeast we'll find less moss and more life.
Yeah, at this point you've been here probably like 4 hours, maybe 3.5 hours.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Where's the sun at in the sky?
I totally just bought more soundscapes because I was like, I have nothing that has to do with the ocean. I have no oceans.
Yeah, probably like, it's pretty close to right above you, but not exactly. You don't know where, you are in relation to the equator. Like, you're pretty sure that you're north of it. So, it's probably never going to be directly over your head, but it's probably pretty close.
Also, it has come to my attention that apparently I bought a bunch of sound packs over the last few times we played and didn't install them. So, hey, everyone.
You drunk by?
Never.
Never.
I don't do anything like that.
Ever.
I do it sober, but I do similar things with humble bundles.
Breaks out the automaton.
Right.
Sir, I still am a proud member of the founder for the Humble monthly bundle.
Of Humble Choice, yeah, totally, dude. I logged into Humble like 2 days ago and realized that I had bought a D&D map making software suite bundle at some point, and so I had like a piece of software I still haven't figured out how to use, but I have like Campaign Cartographer 3, all of its add-ons, and like a shitload of map packs for it.
Holy fuck! This one sound pack itself has like 50 fucking things in it.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, what is this? It's called Berserkers. What?
God. Okay,
Holy
so
cow!
I spotted the hill when I went up a tree. As we've gone south, has the hill gone? Like, can I easily notice it from where we are on the
Yeah,
on the
I
beach?
mean, actually, at this point, even down on the beach, you can see like the top of it, sort of like poking out of the, what would be to your eye the horizon, to your like southeast.
Okay.
If that's
You
where
said
we
we
want to
found
head,
some. You said we found some bones and such along the way, right?
See, now
Yeah.
I have a beach sound. Now we got ocean waves going.
How dusty was it? Like, was the bones starting to absolutely like bleach and decay? Were they?
Oh yeah, those bones were stripped clean, but covered in a thick carpet of that stuff.
Hey, Dungeon Master. No seabirds?
No seabirds.
Huh. Okay, good to know.
What would I like
When I
to?
was inspecting the corpse, I cast the detect poison and disease on it, and see if I could get if it was different level of fungal contaminant from the other stuff.
Nope, seems to be the same.
Okay. I'll wash my hands after handling it.
Right. Yeah, and there was really no way to tell from looking at it whether or not the creature had like died and then been eaten by whatever that is, or like was brought down by it. But I mean, just judging by how nothing's reacted to you walking by, you would guess that whatever that creature died somehow, and then the carpet of mold or moss or whatever it is reclaimed it.
I have a question. When I did detect poison and disease, and I looked at myself, do I detect myself poisoned or diseased?
No.
Okay.
And none of your party yet either.
Thank you. Kind of important things to ask.
Totally.
Likewise, my divine sense has not pinged at any point, right?
Oh, right. So you used your divine sense. I forgot.
I've asked a few times. It's not a big deal. I'm just saying, like,
well,
I just latently am like, because
it's not. Hold on. Let me explain how divine sense works, because it's not a latent power.
You have to sniff
You
around.
have a certain number of divine sense uses that you can use before they need to get replenished when you do I don't remember if it's short or long, but a rest.
Oh, I thought it was a latent thing.
No, it's a paladin's. It's one of the paladin's activated abilities.
Okay.
And I don't remember the number of usage you get by default. So I think at this level, it might just be one use per rest. For what it's worth, though, when you used it, the whole area smells kind of like foul. Not like oh my god, who died in here foul, but like, dude, who farted foul.
Okay. I mean, because I was gonna say, if it's something where you have to actually activate it, again, just this particular scenario we're playing is such where I'd be like, wait a minute, hold up, does this all smell shitty? Oh fuck. Well, kind of like farts. That's a little bad. Like, because you have to process it through not me being actually Jory Diddlington who understands this, but me being my dumbass who decided he was going to play a fucking monk for the first time in 20 years.
Yeah, well,
Sorry, paladin.
Paladins are fun.
Paladin.
Yeah.
I don't play. You know me. I don't play paladins. Rule was play something you never play. Well, okay, cool. How about this? Here we are. So it smells like farts. It smells like, everything here is a little bit shitty, you guys. A little bit.
And I don't think me praying to my goddess would actually do anything.
And I'm a rabbit, so my nose continuously twitches.
You would probably want to take a short rest if you were going to do that.
Right. But reaching out to her wouldn't do much, considering she's a goddess of parties, technically.
Well, I don't know that we've left a plane of, prime material or anything. This all seems still like prime material plane.
Right.
Yeah, what do you mean by that?
Seeking guidance would...
I mean that Omwa, the game guy, the guy who was going to go play with his friends, knows the prime material plane, and he knows, okay.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, for real. Yeah, absolutely.
Right, and so, no, again, I asked this question for a reason. No, I'm fucking, bro, I was, the last thing I remember, I was in the safe with the whippets and the snorkel. But no, so I'm in a rabbit hand. I'm in a rabbit body, and I look at it and I comprehend. Oh fuck!
Fuck. Remember, you see yourself. You don't see your rabbit body. I mean, you do, but it's superimposed and half alpha.
Right. At this point, though, I think I get that I spent hours crafting this character because I was gonna spring it on my gaming group and be like, "Check this out, haha! Something I've never done, something super outside of the box." And now I'm just all right, well, that's the body you get to wear, but I'm still me, because I don't get to be divorced from who I was. So I'm just okay, well, shit.
The reason Cat is horrified that he's Dwayne Dibley is because he's not Dwayne Dibley. He's Cat.
He's right, exactly. Oh shit, I'm Jory Diddley. I'm Jory Diddlington. Well, okay. So that's kind of how I'm treating it.
Totally.
Which gets back to, what did I say?
Oh, that this looked like the prime material plane.
Right, yes, exactly. Okay, yeah, so I still have my player knowledge. This seems like the prime. This seems like we're in the prime.
You're most likely right, but...
Doesn't it?
Right, but I don't know what good reaching out to my goddess of parties would do in this circumstance.
Well, if she's a goddess of the prime, then she'll work. It'll work.
Well, I don't know she's the prime for
right. What Watts is saying is she might not have anything to say about the matter, even if she is here.
Oh, I don't know your goddess. I'm just saying. It feels to me like we are on the prime material plane for whatever world this game is. This is the game we were going to play. Which one of us was the dungeon master, by the way?
Oh, you mean the guy who's not actually here? The guy who...
The DM never died?
We don't know that. I didn't get a chance to ask that before, because you were constantly going on about other things.
You guys didn't die together, so...
Shit, I'm sorry I didn't come up with it until right this moment, but you guys, which one of us is the DM? It wasn't me,
None of
right?
us were. We were going over to Bet's house, remember?
So it was Bet. So what the fuck happened to Bet? Is Bet not here? Bet Money isn't here.
We didn't ask the second chance.
Cross an intersection.
Or if he has, he's... Wait, how did we all get together? We all ran into one another.
No.
No?
I mean, you ran into something.
We each died to a different truck, and we all appeared before the goddess.
Oh, that's right. We were on the plane. We were on the plane. Bet Monty wasn't on the plane?
We weren't on a plane, sir.
No, he
I
means
don't
the
mean
plane of
airplane.
Marvel.
I mean there was a
the
marble
goddess's domain.
marble plane.
The goddess's dimension. Yeah. Fair enough. Sorry. Yeah. No, he wasn't there. At least, not that we perceived.
And I didn't ask because I was already. I'm sorry. I just been hit by a truck.
You were raged up, and you were talking about other things, and I didn't get a chance to ask it that night because, well.
But Dungeon Master wasn't on that plane, and none of us asked about it.
Correct. We didn't get a chance to because well, too many people were talking.
Why?
Okay,
I don't think that he would have anyway because he wasn't crossing any streets. We were going to his place.
That's very insightful.
He could have gone to get drinks from the convenience store that's down the block from his house, man.
That's super insightful, actually, but because we were going to his house, whatever that was. But like now that like I feel like we're standing on the beach and we kind of got a circle and we're doing a powwow, and one of us is like, "Wait a minute, where's Dungeon Master?"
Nah, man.
Because I would have. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, where the fuck is the Dungeon
Master? Man, I'm tapping my foot while you guys are talking about a past life.
Oh yeah, you're playing along, but we all know who we are and what's going on. Where's the DM?
I am actually not so sure about that. Y'all guys are talking about this shit, and I know what you're talking about, but I also it's weird. I know that we should be focusing on other things.
It's weird. I'm a rabbit.
No, you were always a rabbit. Now you just actually look like
always a rabbit. In fact, no, I got clarification on that. I was not always a rabbit. Scratches behind my ear really hard.
Well, no, I'm saying even as a human, you were the rabbit was your patron animal, so you were always the rabbit. Now you're just living as one.
Oh, look at you going meta. You're going full meta.
Well, yeah. But yeah, that's the name of my goddess. I might tonight before we go to sleep actually seek guidance from her, but I'm not really expecting much.
Got it.
Because she's festivals, dance, cooking, like not really.
I like your goddess, Watts.
Thank you.
Okay. This stretch of the coast is also very similar. At this point, though, it's very obvious that that there is a lot more mold here than there has been in previous places you've seen.
Looking further down the coast, does it just continue to get thicker?
As far as you can tell, yeah.
I wonder where those creatures came from.
Do you mean thicker to which direction? North, east, or southwest? Southeast or northwest?
Yep. South and east.
So we should probably move the other direction if we're worried about it.
Well, the other direction is an isthmus, or a peninsula, rather. Excuse me. You've already seen it.
Yeah, that's why we're skirting along the coast.
Gotcha.
We could try to go to that hill, but then we're just going to be, cutting straight through the thick of it. I mean, I've been covering my face with my shirt or some cloth or something here this entire time.
I'm sure my rabbit nose is twitching.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure any animals came here via the sea after this whole fucking mold affair.
I say we go that way one more tile so we can actually.
That's probably
because it'll take us to the edge. We'll see more of the coast.
The 5 mile tile.
Oh, lovely. Dealing with the load times again. Why do we have load times in real life?
It's a question for the ages, Watts.
The servers are just really bad.
When aren't they? No offense.
You're not supposed to have an answer for a question of the ages.
Is that why
Why
what
not?
time is it is no longer a valid question for the ages?
What time is it? What time is it?
By what clock?
I mean, use a watch.
I mean, use a
By what
watch.
standard?
You know, it's funny. I actually took a picture of wheatgrass in order to post it to the Discord channel with feeling very lucky, and then I never did. And, you know.
That's pretty funny. I actually had to go look up the stats for wheatgrass for work recently.
Oh, to where wheatgrass grows?
Yeah, to where it is luckiest, I guess.
Exactly, like where it's most likely to grow, which would be, in fact, a graph of how lucky the wheatgrass is, or how lucky the wheatgrass grows.
Exactly.
Look, you quantified it. That's actually something I think that's something worth, actually noting. And like, I'm pretty sure there's a guy named Damien who would love to know how lucky, in fact, the wheatgrass actually grows. Just saying. I'm just going to note it right here.
Okay, from here you have a much better look at that hill. It's an anomaly. Like it definitely seems to be thrusting out of the ground in a way that the rest of the terrain here is not. Like even though there's a definite like humpness to the peninsula, it's relatively flat. You know what I mean? It undulates. It's not hilly, right? This hill, on the other hand, is like a big dome of whatever. It's also very
Wheatgrass.
clearly covered in mold that maybe looks like wheatgrass. Like it's definitely like a place that you would quarantine if you were like, the CDC.
Like where you would go to quarantine, or something that you would...
No, a place that you would like put in a casket so that nobody could touch it for 30 years.
Well, we could always check that out. Probably need to maybe take a little rest or a little break or something first here before we go down there.
In like 5 minutes, maybe, would be a good time for that.
Well, yeah, I don't mean that rest or break. I mean...
Yeah, maybe like a short rest.
Yeah, like a short rest. We don't have to. If you guys are not hungry and not tired, we can keep moving. I'm the one with the little legs here anyway.
Whoa, that was not the right button.
I'm not sure actually how short I did, like, when I was building my character in Hero Forge, make myself 4'9", but I have digitigrade legs. Like, I don't know what that actually means, because I also have the hop, like, skill.
It means that if you were to stretch yourself out, you're probably closer to like 5'5", 6 feet, but in your natural stance, you're 4'9".
Right, and I have this rabbit hop trait, which is once during each of my turns, when you walk at least 5 feet, you can hop, rolling a d12 and moving that many feet in a direction of your choice. This extra distance doesn't cost movement, but you can hop only if your speed is not 0. So as long as I'm moving, every turn I can be like, I move, and then I go bazoing and jump 1d12 feet in whatever direction I want. Haha. That kind of makes me the best ninja in the world, but I'm not a ninja, I'm a monk.
How often can you use it?
Once per turn.
As an action, though, right?
Once during each of your turns when you walk at least 5 feet. So I have to do a move.
Right. Read the whole thing?
Once during each of your turns, when you walk at least 5 feet, you can hop, rolling a d12 and moving that many feet in a direction of your choice. This extra distance doesn't cost movement, but you can hop only if your speed isn't 0. Tell me that ain't ninja bullshit.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, as a dungeon master, I'm telling you, that's ninja bullshit.
I would wonder if you would have to make a athletics check.
It doesn't say I do. Doesn't say I do. It says as long as I'm actually moving. So I have to be in the process of moving from A to B, and then I can just boing.
Right, and you have to have enough room, and you have to
Yeah, I can't boing into a place I'm not allowed to be.
If you roll 12 and there are only 4 tiles between you and a wall, guess what happens?
Yeah, kabloink.
Right.
That's only if you're you. I think that's only if you're you or me, Snipe Hunter. I'm pretty sure that if I were playing a sanctioned AD&D tourney in like a con, I bet you they let you go, oh, I rolled D12, but I'm actually going to land at D5 or D3. Or like, I'm going to land where I want to because I have control. I did that on purpose. I can see that
the dice have no purpose.
No, but I can see that. Well, no, the dice limits your jump. So if the dice land at 2, you can't go 4. But if the dice land at 6, you can land at 4 if there's a wall in the way. I'll bet you that's how it works in con.
Right.
But you and I agree.
That's not how that's going to work.
You and I agree. That's not how that's going to work on our show. I'm with you, though. I will give you that ruling. I say now, knowing that in 3 months we're going to have a show where we're playing this set of characters, and I'm going to roll D12, and you're going to be like, ah! And it's all going to be over for the rest of you, so back me up. You guys got to be like, oh shit, he jumped too hard! He jumped too hard!
And he face planted in the wall again. Dag.
No, someone's got to get really good at lasso, so that if I jump too hard, I can do the jump, I can do the holy superhero shit, but then you can lasso me and pull me in before I whack my face against the wall.
All right, so you guys want to take a short rest?
Well, I guess.
I mean, my character's
I'm a rabbit. Rabbits are inherently ADHD. I don't give a fuck. Let's go.
Well, some of you probably have short rest abilities and shit, so, you know.
I don't think I've used any short rest abilities.
I haven't.
I have not.
Okay, well then you guys don't need to. You're not tired or anything.
Okay, then let's continue. Do we want to head to that mountain then, or hill?
I would like to examine the hill.
All right.
It's up to you guys.
Cool. I would actually first like to raise a glass to our patrons.
Is it time?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, this is in fact the time that we like to raise a glass to those of us, those who support us over there on Patreon. There should be a link in your chat, either coming or there right now, in case you're interested in seeing it for yourself. But to everybody who's already been, and to everybody who's pledged their support, and even, you know, to everybody who's just been cool to us along the way, I just want to say, from the bottom of our hearts, cheers, and be chuffed.
Glory and good health.
Damn it, dude.
Thank
you
you.
Such a really good job of that. I didn't even have a chance to like set up those sound effects. I was going to set up music and make it sound like there was a you know, a tavern happening and so, but no,
Cheers,
I did
guys.
all I did. I put the link up
Cheers.
and everything he said, what he said. Cheers. Be chuffed. This one's for you. Yeah.
Delicious.
And nutritious.
How
How you get your fiber.
especially this occasion.
Kettle One, my favorite, in fact, of the higher profile vodkas. Whew.
Yeah, I mean, if you are going to go to, you know, the obviously bad place, you would at least have a commanding view of the region.
Wait, what? Are we still talking about vodka?
No,
Nope, we're talking about moving there.
Oh, where the hill is, where the dangerous hill, the hill of danger.
Where the
is.
postule is.
Why would we go there? That's not why we're here. We're here to go kill the necromancer or some shit.
Um,
Oh no, I'm playing this on purpose.
Maybe his body's there, and we just.
Why would you think that? No. What did the goddess tell us?
we're here to defeat the demon lord.
Dark
Where's
Lord.
the demon lord? Is the demon
Dark
lord in
Lord.
the? Yeah, well, is the pedophile lord in the pile of ashes over there? Like it's spores. It's spores. Nose twitches, ears twitch, nose twitches. No, it's spores. Are we going over there?
A is not related to B, sir.
Why
Dark
are we going
Lords
there?
are not a pedo.
What is the are we doing this just because we're like we've played these games before? Because
I mean, you got to get
like
your XPs, right?
I don't like grinding. You know I don't like grinding. Here's Twitch.
You're right, but also a lot of games require you to grind regardless.
So you're saying like the goddess
we're
say
trying to go over there to get to a higher spot to have better view, so we can actually find a place to actually find out more about the Demon Lord or Dark Lord or whatever it's called.
Climb on the Hill of Death is not a great idea, I don't think.
Well, Nor's aimlessly wandering around in the woods on the shoreline.
Are we aimless?
I guess the aim currently is either go to the hill or continue the perimeter.
What do we know? Actually, what do we know?
Jack is shit. Jack left town and the shit got flushed.
Yeah, everything's moldy and nothing's alive.
I was still high on MDMA when we got here, and I don't remember what the goddess person said, and now I'm a rabbit. But we're supposed to kill the Overlord, but what do we know of the Overlord?
I say Jack and shit.
I say, gesticulating with my rabbit hands.
Like I said, Jack and shit. Jack left town, and the shit got flushed.
So you want to go just fight the local bad guy?
Hold on. Neuro has a point there. He actually did catch a true fact.
Yeah, it's the Dark Lord's army came here, and the Dark Lord has not been born yet, and that is something that we need to prevent if we can.
Okay, so where's the Dark Lord's army? Is it this pustule? Is it this orange shit?
This sounds like something the Dark Lords would do. We've played enough games. Evil people like to corrupt the land. This definitely looks like it's corrupting the land.
Yeah, I keep scratching my nose, then looking back at my hand and going, ah! And then okay, well, all right. So we're gonna go to this hill and see what's up.
Calm down. It's gonna be okay.
My ears twitch.
Do I need to dose you with water?
Twitch.
Let me know if you want some wet first, sir.
I'll tell you if I want a carrot.
All I got are good berries.
Okay. Most of the area you traverse is more of the same. There is a greater frequency of bones and dead animals and fallen trees directly around the hill.
Okay. Well.
From where you arrived from the northeast, the hill, it looks like a big mound covered in mold.
As we approach, I'll take a moment.
Probably 60 feet high, though. It's big.
I will cast Detect Poison and Disease.
Yeah.
Now that we're closer to the hill.
I can roll insight.
Yeah, the whole place is almost luminous in your heat map. And it still is identifying it as a fungal contaminant. However, now there's a skull and crossbones icon next to the words.
Yeah.
There's my insight roll.
That doesn't sound safe. I wonder, does this stuff burn?
I'm practicing.
I rolled insight.
It doesn't seem to burn. At least not obviously. So it's very slow if it does. Jory, your thought is you can't figure out any reason why an army would do this. Unless they're setting off weapons of mass destruction, in which case that's definitely not a place you want to go.
I will say this to my party. I will say, have you considered why anyone would want to do this?
Yeah, I have. This is why I don't want to go onto that hill.
No, from what we've seen, it's super dangerous. So we will.
Does anyone have Detect Life? Hey guys, skills. Anybody have Detect Life?
That wouldn't necessarily be a skill. Like
skill
nature?
spell.
No, I don't have any of that.
Spells? No, I don't have any spells that would help with that.
I got a general idea, and that is I'm covered in salt water, at least heels down, and I want to cover more of myself in salt water just to make sure.
Oh, at this point, you're not at the coast.
You've already dried out, sir.
My boots wouldn't be soaking wet.
Oh, I mean, if you filled them, sure.
I mean, I was walking in water.
Right. I mean, you're not going to get trench foot as far as you know. So yeah, your feet are probably squelchy.
And all salty too. That's
Oh
what
yeah.
try to kill the mold in my immediate foot vicinity.
I'm gonna get a beat on the weather here. What's the weather gonna be like for the next 24 hours?
Okay, hey, ho. I forgot I wasn't pressing the button. No birds. He said no seabirds. No seabirds implies so many things. If it's just waves and no seabirds, right? No birds at all, right? Just the waves. That's creepy. That has implications.
Yep. Neuro. The weather in the immediate area is going to be very cold. But otherwise still no major weather events.
Okay.
And in fact, as you think about that, you realize the area around the hill is significantly colder than the rest of the region that you've walked through.
There's something funky about this hill, but I don't think we've got the tools or means to deal with it right now.
I want to get back to the shoreline where.
Yeah, I can agree with you there.
Yep, let's head back.
Yeah, so I guess if you want to climb that hill, it would probably reveal a lot more hexes of the area. Likewise, you could probably do the tree trick again around here and, get a few more hexes if you wanted to look around.
Guys, my rabbit sense is saying climbing up that hill is dangerous.
Yeah, we should probably try to find a tall tree.
I'm not entirely sure that it's actually a hill, but that's a whole other topic.
That's kind of what maybe you're right. Maybe you're right.
Anybody who chooses to climb that hill, I'm practicing social distancing.
My nose is twitching. My nose is twitching. And that's a thing I'm not used to having because I'm not used to having a nose that twitches. But
I'm glad you finished that sentence.
Gotta play the part, man. Gotta play the part. I got a little cottontail, and it's tight, and it's real tight. It's real tight. I don't want to climb that thing. I'm afraid for you guys.
Yeah, tall tree we can find nearby that looks like it's in good shape. That'd be what we probably use.
Yeah, we could head back to the coast and do the tree thing.
You would have a better view here.
Okay.
Yeah, this is actually like that.
I went the last time. Someone else can go this time.
It's why it's scary.
Yeah, I mean the hill's going to block. The hill's going to block your view, in whatever direction that is from you, right west. But you've kind of seen all that, so.
Yeah, so we need more of the south and southeast. Is there a... What's...
All right, so who's climbing up the tree?
I'd offer to do it, but I can't change forms just yet.
I'm a rabbit, dude. No, I'm not climbing a tree.
Fine,
dead.
I'll climb the tree again.
It's just look at me.
I mean, I'm dead.
You're the best equipped person for the job.
Rabbits don't climb trees.
I'm a corpse.
Yeah, the corpse is perfect.
Yeah, the
Yeah, you
corpse
can't
can
die
do it,
again if
yes,
you
but
fall.
not me.
And also, sir, you could just jump up the limbs. Hippity hop, hop,
I
hippity
can
hop.
throw you. My strength is 17. I can just throw you.
Yeah, my luck is you'd miss the top and I'd go flat.
My charisma is so good that you'd leave me anyway.
Doubt that.
Laughs. No, my charisma is 16 and my strength is 17. So I can convince you totally to let me throw you. It'll work out. Don't worry about it, bro. Well, let me do it. It'll work. That's
Joke's on
a
you. I can
joke.
counter that. Thank you.
What, you have a high int? All jokes.
I got
These are
spells,
the
baby.
jokes.
Anyways, up the tree I go again. Corpses should be climbing trees because they can't die again.
Oh, that's not a bad argument. You fall out of it, you're just like, whoa!
Oh, I can't even get a good grip on the tree. Fuck off.
Yep.
How do
Okay,
you
somebody
fall?
else do it.
Still a person.
Can I catch you?
Oh, you're not. Now you're a person. Really? Really?
No, you're a flesh ragdoll, and we all know it.
And you're not going to carry your weight. Okay. See how it is?
I mean, my bones are stiff.
Uh-huh. Sure they are.
Mortis is kicked in.
We'll be stitching you up for days to come as long as you're, helping us.
Take off
Yeah,
my
whatever.
damn backpack here.
Shit. Dead person in the backpack,
Yup.
much like C-3PO in that one movie.
The damn thing. Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't get a good grip on it either, man. Oh,
There you go.
Somebody could fly up the tree. It's like they're a bird. A barbarian.
Birdbarian.
I'm not a bird.
No.
Nope, they decided not to have that, but it's still there in their spirit.
Yep, and I'm making fun of you for it.
Oh gods, I see a town. I see a town. It's probably covered in fucking mold.
Well,
We
even
probably
if
stay-
everyone's dead, there might be a sealed interior we can get into.
Can I at least go to like the beach and fill my pouch up with sand and salt water to my face? Yeah, so there's a lake over to the south west, and then
The southwest?
south,
Yes.
yeah, and then to the southeast there's a town.
Well, that's what we were looking for. A town.
I don't feel as if I see any hustle and bustle there, but I'm gonna roll to see what I see, since it's kind of far away. That's like 10 miles away. Do I see any signs of life with my undead eyes?
What do your undead eyes see?
They're like domed too. They're dilated as all hell. It looks like I'm tripping, but they just can't
yeah. So it definitely looks like that place has seen better days. Like, if you were to have called it a town in the past, it's definitely a village now. And you can tell that from where you are, because like the whole outer ring of buildings are like dilapidated and broken down. However, it sits in a clearing that is an entirely different color from the rest of the area. It's kind of a dingy brownish green instead of this sort of like amber orange that's been going around all over.
Ooh, green's a healthy color.
Is there any like fires or smoke?
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's a big like chapel in the center of the town that you can identify as a chapel from here. You can't tell what kind of chapel it is, but there's
Chapel
definitely
just
like
enough.
there's definitely like chimney smoke there.
Oh hell yeah, there are signs of life, guys. I see like chimney smoke and everything.
At a chapel.
I say, we stay where we are right here, and in order to attract a rescue team, we light one of these trees and so on fire, and like get rid of as much mold as possible.
I don't think we get. I don't think we get rescued. I think we
Yeah.
have to go fight. No, I don't think we have a chance to be rescued. I think we have to go fight the elder Dark Lord or whatever, right?
I think you're right.
Not
That we
born
aren't
yet.
going to be able to get a rescue, but burning a tree is probably going to spread the spores more. As we saw, they're pretty resistant to fire, and so that'll probably just help them get around. So we should
But
probably
also-
skip that.
Also,
When did
weren't
we
we
see
put
that
here
they
to
were
fight
resistant to
this
fire?
evil thing?
Wait,
Well, you were put here to live your second chance. The trick is that there's a ticking clock on the world if you don't do anything.
yeah, exactly.
And also,
did we see that it got resistance to fire.
Well, but we were also we were aligned against the evil thing. We were told our purpose in being reincarnated here was to be the foil against the Dark Lord, whoever the Dark Lord, the bad guy.
No,
To be fair, she
was
actually
not
explicitly
resistant.
said, "You're just here to live your second chance."
Yeah.
However,
Is that so? Do I forget that? Like I'm gonna be me as my character and be like, I was drunk as fuck on the way to the game. Like we were just playing a game, and like now we're here, and I'm a rabbit. And I was stopped there.
yeah, I mean, what she actually said. Let me see if I can remember the exact words.
Like,
If
do
not,
I
I'll
forget?
paraphrase
Like
as
this,
closely
there
as
was
I
a
can.
goddess. There was a goddess, and she's like, "Well, there's a bad guy, and we gotta go defeat the bad." I'm here to defeat the bad guy, you guys. If that's what we have to do, but like,
Here's what you remember. She called you losers. She said you get a second chance. She said you get a second chance here on this world. And then she told you that this world is about to be destroyed by the Dark Lord as he is being born here soon.
right?
And
And I
then
hate
she
my
threw
day to
you-
day.
And then she threw you at the planet. So that's all you know.
Oh, okay. So here's my take. I hate my day-to-day life. I have this stupid job where I probably work at like Pizza Hut or some shit, and I was going to my favorite like gaming group where I had this
No,
cool
you're
idea.
a game developer.
Oh no, I'm a game developer.
Yeah, this is after the pandemic, remember?
Oh, sick. Okay, well, cool. All right, well, we can still play this off as I had this idea that I'm going to be this monk that I've never been before, and now here I am. And it's like, oh, shit. I didn't go to therapy last week because I couldn't afford it. But now I'm the rabbit. All right. And I guess that's where we go from here.
I mean, that about sums up your predicament.
Yeah, right? All right. Do I play this guy? Fuck, all right. Let's do this. So where are we, you guys? What are we doing next? What's
we
up?
should be heading to that town. The fact that we haven't already started going towards that town surprises me, considering signs of life and stuff. I suppose Verde probably needs to climb down that tree.
Yep, which he does just fine.
What are we going to do when we get there? Then what? Are we fighting the Dark Lord? Are we really going to be the ones to fight the Dark Lord? Is that what we're here for?
Not till we grind and level up and get some magic items.
Grind! You say grind in real life. Like this is real life. Look around, man.
Well, we're never gonna get
And
to
you
that.
grind in real life all the time. Your point's what?
Gross. Weird. Ah!
Whatever. We're
I
chasing.
don't know what to say to you guys. Ah!
Fine. We're chasing mini MacGuffins.
No, I'm just like bouncing around being a rabbit, being like, I can't even. I can't even.
am moving towards the town.
You're
but
not a rabbit.
trying to keep.
No, I just look
myself
like one. If I look at it right from the right point of view.
unaffected by the mold as possible. I've taken my pot from my mess kit and I filled it up with some seawater. And periodically during this trip, I'm just gonna like douse my boots and stuff with it.
Okay.
We're moved in from the
That should
ocean
keep you
anyway.
relatively clean. Yeah, I'm assuming he filled his mess kit pot when you guys were at the beach.
That's the idea. I'll do a quick run back if not. There's also seems to be like a little lake over here. I'm actually interested in that just to see how like badly the mold is taken over.
Okay. Have you ever seen spirulina grow?
God, that's disgusting. Yes.
Yeah, it's like that, but orange.
Ew.
You think you could cook with that?
Maybe?
I mean, you know it's diseased.
I mean, theoretically, yes. I'm not sure I really want to find out.
I mean, I wonder what it's like fermented.
I can brew. I'm not not sure I really want to with this. Just on principle.
We'll get a still going once we get into town.
Okay.
Okay. I assume you're heading straight for the town.
Yeah.
I might if
Unless we see something interesting along the way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we walked past the lake on that one hex.
If the path allows it, I might like step through some of the ruins to try to like pick up an object or two if it's not covered in mold.
Yeah, hold on. Let me pull up the village map for you.
But I see nothing.
Oh.
I'm sorry, dude. This map is a giant question mark.
Wait for it.
Holy shit, it has perspective and everything.
You know what? I have one word for you, sir. I actually have one question. Why are we in Tristram?
I wish I had the guitar loop to play right now. That would have been so funny.
Cow level.
This is utterly
I know where
fabulous.
to put the portal.
God. This is Tristram. Holy craps.
Yeah, it does look like the town in Diablo.
That's really funny.
Was that done intentionally, sir, or an accident?
Yeah, pretty much on accident.
I find that hard to believe considering
That's so
it's you,
funny.
sir.
Ha ha! I wasn't pressing the button. Yeah, dude. No, I did this on purpose.
No, I really didn't. On the other hand, I've probably spent more time in Tristram than most human beings.
Yeah, that's fair.
I believe it.
Fair cop.
More than 1,000 hours. That's all I've said.
Is Tristan the town in Diablo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, at least I was on the same page with with the naivete of not having played so much Diablo.
You're good.
Hello, my
Yeah, if I had done it on purpose, I would have had to stay a while and listen gag ready.
Stay a while and listen.
No,
but
this
yeah,
is
let me,
old Tristram. So he would still be a kid at that time.
I need to
Well,
get you back,
younger.
though.
Anyways. Storyteller.
Oh, whoa, why didn't that work? Oh, no.
No, I saw the characters are the icon is right there. It's just really tiny.
Where did it go?
Wow, this place has 3 wells. Or sorry, 4 wells?
No, I need to do another thing. I turned it all off because
Only like one really good one, apparently.
stuff was
but, like,
stacked. So I needed to get a better link.
3 derelict well.
Oh, right. It's because it's 5 feet. Right. Got it. Okay.
This looks great. We can take up one of these homes and make a name for ourselves if we don't fight off the Dark Lord.
Okay, so a few things that you saw as you walked into town. The The area is definitely inhabited, though really only in the ring directly around the chapel. These other buildings don't look like they've been affected by the mold. It seems to sort of end at the tree line. They are, however, obviously long abandoned, i.e. this mold has been here for a while, if that's the reason that these buildings were abandoned.
Hey, Dungeon Master.
Yeah.
Where can I get a map of where we are right now?
I shared it with you, so if you go to images and look at the list of shared images, it's called Poe Village.
Okay, I'm just like, I didn't have it, so I wanted to make sure I have it up. Poe Village?
P-A-U-X.
All right, hold on.
Such somber flute music.
Absolutely. So you said P something?
P-A-U-X. Poe.
Oh yeah, this is where you get the po' boy sandwich.
P-A-U-X. Now where?
Yeah, at the very bottom, click the little button that says share.
That says
Or
share.
it says all, actually. It'll turn into shared when you click it.
Bonk.
Did that work for you?
Well, I mean, if you can see it, it's a giant mess. There's a bunch of stuff.
That did not work then. Did you not click the button that says all at the bottom?
No, I did.
And it switched to a red button that says shared?
Yeah.
There should only be 5 things in that list if it did. Not a category. There's a button at the bottom of the window. It says all. Big gray button. Also, you're not pushing to talk.
That is totally fair. All right, so now that I've pushed to talk, and we have this thing.
Bottom of the window is a gray button that says all, A-L-L. Click that button. Not at the top, at the bottom.
At the
Gray
bottom.
button.
I know, I'm looking for it. I'm looking for it.
It's at the end of the search bar.
Where?
Bottom of the window. As I've said 6 times now.
No, I know. And I'm like at the bottom of the window down here. I'm looking. No.
The bottom of the window is currently off screen.
Oh, really? No, it
Yeah.
isn't.
It is on your screen.
Yeah, it is. It is on the stream. Because that deal was originally set up for a 4K window, not 4K screen. Is there a way to resize all the windows back to default?
Yeah, wouldn't that be dope?
It totally is. Just grab the bottom right-hand corner.
He can't see the bottom right-hand
Right,
corner.
but
Right.
yeah, you have to make
the
you have to
sarcasm
make
in
that
my
actually
voice.
happen. Yeah, exactly. You have to make it so it's not going to be like, oh yeah, well I'll just click that and it'll just work.
Yeah, so what you have to do is drag the window up so that it's partially off screen so you can see the bottom right corner.
Oh my fucking god.
You can grab the edge and resize it.
So gross. Oh god. Ow, yuck. So that's trash. Okay, so now what do I do? Map of the world question mark?
No.
I don't even remember what I was fucking doing at this point.
It's
Because you're drunk.
on that.
Sure, but also because it took like fucking 20 minutes to get here.
Again, because you're drunk.
You're looking for the town map.
Those
Got
are
it.
related, Ben.
It's under images.
Why do you keep resizing your whole screen? Yeah, I can't reshare it for you. You have to go back and reopen it.
Should be under campaign, images, uncategorized. Okay, so under campaign, scroll down to images. The drop down menu at the very top. Says group all. Click it. Click the drop down image.
Yeah, next to group, dude. Click the drop down image.
Left click all.
You need to focus, bro.
That's the map.
Yeah, you want to click all next to group at the top. Click the drop down. Click uncategorized.
Then click uncategorized.
I don't
He didn't get
understand
the
why
share.
you don't have it. No, I know, but I can't reshare it with him. It's like literally already shared.
Okay.
That's not the right image, though.
Right. That's weird.
Huh. When when I'm looking for the town map too, it's not in my shared images as well.
That's because I just unshared it and tried resharing it.
Ah.
That would explain that, because
I'm
I was
gonna
looking to
do
see if
that
there's
again.
like a share button that I could have.
Hey, Omi. What's that round disc down there?
The one with like the stack of books on it?
Yeah.
It's like the middle of his screen. That's images. That's
Change
weird.
the group. Do you have the IGITSFW group? Apparently not. Really weird. You are apparently desynced with the rest of the group, sir.
That's weird.
You're also not pushing to top.
I know. Desynced is always the way that all of the MMOs I've worked on that I really liked failed. It was always because of a desync issue.
Yeah, you probably need to log out and log back in to see that.
Yeah, probably. How do I even do that? Like, turn this off, turn it on again.
Yep. Exit and restart.
Shenanigans.
Indeed.
Fantasy Grounds, you were supposed to be the better one.
What?
Yeah, I've never actually seen it do this before, so this is new to me.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Unable to save file. Yeah, you're out of disk space, Ombois.
Oh, gotta uninstall something.
Yeah, I can't
Wow.
send you a map if you have no space for it, dude.
That's
I have a
That-
whole fucking goddamn drive.
Apparently, the drive that it wants to save on, or for some other reason, it can't save files, but it tried to save a file and can't.
So glad you can actually hear me talk, but no, I have a whole goddamn multiple terabyte drive that's
Yep,
just
there
sitting
it goes
there.
again. Yeah, trying to download the file. Can't save it to cache. Yeah, it's because it's trying to save it on your C drive.
They
then
should
your
know
C
better.
drive's full.
Should know better. I
Should-
built this whole other
It's-
drive.
But
It's
they don't.
actually a Windows problem. It's because it saves to your app drive, your app data folder, which is on your C drive.
Well, it's a bad idea. I shouldn't do that.
Yeah, well, it might be a
I
bad
gave
idea, but that's the
Whole
one I
other
went
drive. This whole other drive that's like terabytes of fucking
Unfortunately,
data.
the existence of that other drive is completely irrelevant to your problem.
Yeah, well. Just saying it ain't me. It ain't me.
No, it is you. Your Windows drive should never be full.
Okay, well, give me a minute. Like, give me a life where, like, my job isn't fucking an imminent, like, oh, the whole world's coming to an end. And, you know, maybe things will be different.
Maybe. All right, well,
Maybe.
let's call it a day.
Okay, love you, mean it.
Good night, everybody.
Thanks for playing, everybody. See you next time.
Y'all the best.
I'm looking forward to the next session.
Yes. See you soon.
You're actually going to meet a person.
Sort of.
No.
I mean, somewhere there's got to be a kid with a peg leg who sells magic items, right?
the whole
It-
apple in there.
I still miss that.
God, that guy was the word.
The guy was the worst.
I said he was the word because that was his name.
No, his name was Worst.
No, right. He was the word. Exactly.
His name was the Word. I mean,
Just the word. The absolute
he was
word.
the word. The absolute word.
Yeah, that was what was happening, though. The reason that you didn't get it is because it literally couldn't save it to your drive. Which is not a problem I expected to see. So,
Me neither.
surprise.
Yeah. No, I have to clean this stupid computer up. Apparently, yeah, I have to clean this computer up.
Yeah, you'll find that your user folder, like, lots of games and shit store shit in that app data folder that candidly just should not be put there. So, like, Fantasy Grounds isn't alone. Pretty much every Unity game ever does the same shit.
Yeah, I find myself having to switch things to my dedicated games media media driver all the goddamn time,
Totally.
just because they want to save into my C drive.
Yeah, it's actually a Windows problem in that, like, technically Windows software is supposed to save its personal files and settings there. Like, the problem is that the stuff that Windows would classify as, like, personal files and data are actually more like the stuff that you would normally store in, like, your documents folder when it comes to games. You know what I mean? There's shit like your save games and shit like that. Anyway, guys, I gotta pee, so I'm gonna go.
Love you, mean it. Thanks, everyone.
Yep, night, everybody.
Nighters. Bye.